Our next comic here, one of my favorite people, he was at the inaugural Caw Valley Comedy Night. Please get up for the very funny Mr. Luke Sapp.
All right, howdy y'all. Man, I'm sick of these damn kids talking about wanting to party like it's 1999. I'm like, you couldn't party like it was 1999. We did hard drugs. Nobody cared about sexual assault. Everybody said fag. It was crazy. Yeah, I don't use that word anymore. Which is fine. It's a little tough though, because then when somebody asks what my nickname was in high school, I just stare at them blankly. Sorry. Yeah, people are touchy about sexuality. I worked at a restaurant and this dude was listening to Queen and he was like, man, I bet Freddie Mercury smashed a lot of puss. And I was like, yeah, I bet he got a lot of dick too. Because he did. And see, some of you young kids might not realize that was before the invention of no homo. So when you wanted to compliment somebody, you had to talk about how much puss they were smashing, you know? But now we have no homo, and you can just be like, hey, nice shirt, no homo. You know? That dude's got rockin' abs, no homo. I mean, just imagine the thrust he could generate with those abs. No homo. I bet his dick tastes like chocolate. No homo. Yeah, that's weird. Well, here's something more relatable. Don't you hate it when you cut yourself shaving and then the rest of the night your underwear's filling up with blood? Is it just me? I got a wolf dick, guys. I don't know what to do. That's nice. Yeah. The worst part about that too is, you're always shaving because it's going to be some special sexy time, but then, you got a cut on your dick. You're like, I swear it's not the herpes. It's just wolf dick, and that doesn't help either. Yeah. I had a weird situation. I had this friends with benefits that I hang out with, and we were having sex, and I was watching her facial expressions, because I'm a caring lover. I give a shit, You're welcome. But, she did this weird thing. It was so fucking weird. She looked at me right in the eyes. Whoa, immediately went soft. We are not in love, lady. What are you doing? Yeah, I had another weird situation with her where we were getting ready to have sex and I didn't want to put on a condom because, I've had sex without him, so I know. I don't know what else to say. But she's like, it's all right. I'm not ovulating. And I was like, man, that's exactly what some ovulating bitch would say. That's called the fingers crossed method, guys. Strongly recommend it. I got 3 kids, by the way, so. Speaking of kids, anybody else out here got kids? Yeah, I'm not the only one that sucks at pulling out. Right. Yeah, it's hard though. I'm not Christian, but I want to give them some ethos to live by, so I'm raising my kids libertarian because I want them to leave me the hell alone. So. My youngest, when he came home from school one day and he was telling me all about this fight club him and his friends have. And the first rule of first grade fight club is I have to hear all the fuck about it. The opposite of the other one. But yeah, they grow up fast. One day it's the terrible twos, the next day it's the school shooter 16s. Yeah. That's depressing and funny. Yeah, I used to work at a preschool. It was pretty rewarding working around kids, but when that Michael Jackson documentary came out about him touching all those kids, it felt really weird to have a Michael Jackson song stuck in your head, I want to love you, P.Y.T., pretty young thing. That is not cool. Don't do that, guys. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, though. I think the most rewarding part about working around kids, though, is the free active shooter training. So. Also funny and depressing. That's how I deal with things, guys. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I think, speaking of that on a dark note, the term over the hill, when somebody's approaching the end of their life, they say they're over the hill, I think that never really caught on for cancer kids. Nobody ever says, poor Timmy, he's over the hill. Yeah, it's supposed to be bad. Those signs that say drive like your kids live here? I always see those and I think that presumes a lot of people like their kids. Yeah, it's supposed to be bad. See, because they say only the good die young, so I try to do, at least one evil thing a day to keep it all balanced. For my health, guys, come on. And also, I believe that when you get to heaven, you have to pay all the back child support for your abortion, so I'm going to hell. I'm going to hang out with the Beatles and Gandhi, all the cool people. All my friends are there. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird being a parent and trying to have sex, and it's hard to be kinky, I don't know where to start. You're like, crawl across this floor of Legos and suck me off. I don't know. It's terrible. Anything involving a glass coffee table, I'm like, no, this is dangerous. I don't do that. Yeah. I had a friend telling me about he had a chance to sleep with a chick from Guar, which is a band I don't know if you guys know about, but it was like a long time ago when he was younger though, and he was like, yeah, I ended up hanging out with some friends and doing drugs instead, which makes sense because when you're young, you're like, I always know that drugs are good and my friends are cool, but who knows if this girl's gonna be cool. So when you get older though, it's different, and you're like, you've done all the drugs, and you're like, approaching the end of your life and you realize you have a finite number of comes left. It's like, it's serious, guys. You can't be turning away any comes. That's all I'm saying. Every time I hear the word pistachio, I think it's Italian for a pussy mustache. A pistachio. Yeah, I hate rich people, guys. I also want to be one too. I want to learn their tricks, but I was at this comedy mic in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and there's this girl on the mic, and she was talking about how her mom remarried, and she was so upset because her stepdad built the exact same house, except for he didn't put in a hot tub. She was so upset about it, and I was like, man, that's relatable, because, my dad died from lack of health care, so it's like the same thing, right? The other rich people I hate, though, are the power company, like Westar Energy, when you call them up and they're like, thank you for choosing Westar. And I say, you got a lot of fucking nerve when you're the only choice, right? Thank you for choosing Westar, as opposed to the Amish lifestyle. Yeah. And now they're Evergy, which it sounds like some dystopian nightmare where if you can't pay your bill, they lock you in a pod and suck out your Evergy to feed back the grid. Evergy's made of people. Yeah. Yeah, the other rich people I hate are the politicians who think poor people don't need health care, So what I've done is I've taken to just tweeting at politicians, asking them for medical advice since they think I don't need health care, So I tweet them a picture like, hey, should my butthole be bleeding this much? Anyway, I get blocked a lot on Twitter. Follow me at Cawcast. Thanks, guys.